Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and we have hexadecimal today. Now, I have struggled in the past on things which we are told computer programmers find relatively easy, like the indexing of numbers in rows and columns. So, since I believe programmers are really comfortable with hex, I expect I'll struggle. The puzzle's called Hexproof. I'll have a look at the rules in a minute and we'll tackle it, and that'll be interesting. But first of all, let me remind you about our merchandise, since I am wearing a Cracking the Cryptic hoodie today. I hope you can see the logo there. And that is available on the links under the video, along with Sven's SUDOKU pad. You can go to that and support Sven there. He is a brilliant programmer who's created this software we use. There's of course Patreon there as well, with all of the extra stuff that we put up there, including the Duality pack, Caroline's Halloween Adventure. Those are extra Sudoku packs. There are also, of course, crossword and connection videos that won't be on the main channel, and indeed occasionally long solve Sudokus. So there's always extra stuff on Patreon. Do check it out. And our apps, which of course feature Killer Sudoku and Domino Sudoku. Although, well, I think maybe the dominoes are used in the normal way today, but the killers, it's only because of hex that they're not actually, so those are very relevant. Anyway, check out all of the links to our apps, because they are a great way of passing the time. Now, this puzzle came in, no it didn't, it got recommended to us by a first-time recommender. And it's a first-time appearance for the setter, Koala, who I don't think is the person who recommended it. Anyway, so Koala with a Q. And let's read the rules, because they are not normal Sudoku rules to start with. We have to fill every row, every column, and every box with an identical set of 9 unique numbers selected from the numbers 1 to 15. So it's not necessarily 1 to 9, although it could be. But we have to use numbers between 1 and 15. And because of hexadecimal, we can use A, B, C, D, E, F to represent 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I don't know if the solution check will work, but I will be trying to use those letters because I think that'll keep the grid markings clearer. Anyway, we'll see how that pans out. So the cells in each cage must sum up to the total given, and they don't include any repeats. And these are numbers, obviously. I can't call them digits. I suppose I can call them digits if we're using A, B, C, D, E, F. I don't know if they count as digits in whatever one would call technical terms. Right, so it's normal killer rules. It's normal crop, well, it's not normal crop key rules. White dots do join cells with consecutive numbers, and black dots do join cells with a 1 to 2 ratio. And if you had a 1 and a 2 in the grid next to each other, they would have to have either a white dot or a black dot between them, because there is a rule that all possible dots are given. So these two cells could not be, for instance, a 14 and a 7, because there's no black dot between them. And they couldn't be a 10 and a 9, because there's no white dot between them. Oh, it is very odd to be using this full set of numbers up to 15. Let us see how this plays out. Give it a try on the link under the video. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. So, I was going to point out that 31 cage must have a number bigger than 9 in it. That's not as interesting as this 29 cage, which has to have 15, which is the maximum number we were told we were allowed, and 14 in it. Because the numbers are consecutive. Well, it doesn't even matter that the numbers are consecutive, but they are. So, can I just put F and E in like that? No reason why not. I think 15 must be F, because it's the highest number it was given. 14 is E. Where I'm going to have the problems, I can probably keep in mind that 10 is A. It's what B, C, and D represent that might prove difficult. Anyway. So that is a fairly trivial deduction. What is not trivial is that we now know that E and F are values in this puzzle. 14 and 15 are amongst the 9 digits being used. And that's quite interesting. Oh, these, right, I would normally explain that these are not black dot sequences because, I mean, obviously it is a sequence of black dots, but once you go into a different box, you don't normally have to have 3 different digits. However, here you do, because these two are linked by being in the same cage, and therefore in a way they see each other. And we've got the symmetrical position to that there. So we've got actual sequences of 3 different digits. Now, what sequences are we allowed in the numbers 1 to 15? Because, oh, well, 1, 2, 4, 8 is the family we're traditionally allowed in 1 to 9. And that hasn't expanded because we don't get to 16. So that is one family of digits that can be on a black dot. We've got another family of digits, though, 3, 6, and 12, which is now a family that has a third member. I don't want to say they've borne fruit, but that's sort of true. Then there are other digits that can go on black dots in this puzzle, because suddenly 5 and 10 are a new family, and 7 and 14, but they don't have 3 members. So these black dot sequences must all be from 1, 2, 4, 8 and 3, 6, 12. Ah, the central number. What I'm trying to do is eliminate that both of these are from 1, 2, 4, 8. Certainly they're not both from 3, 6, 12, because all of those 4 cells would be from 3, 6, 12, and that would include a repeat. That's no good. They can't also be from 1, 2, 4, 8, because those 3 cells all see that cell. Right, that is correct. The middle digit of a 1, 2, 4, 8 sequence is 2 or 4, which would have to be here or here. But the sequence itself would be either 1, 2, 4 or 2, 4, 8, and would include 2 and 4, and they would both see the other middle digit because of their positioning here. This has been very carefully set up by Koala. That's very clever. So one of these middle digits is 2 or 4, but the other one can't be and must be from the 3, 6, 12 family. So one of these is a 6 and the other one is a 2 or a 4. And the game may be to work out which one is which. So in the case of 3, 6, 12, the 2 digits in the cage will be 3 and 12, adding up to 15 and leaving a total of 16, which is actually the total with the maximum number of possible combinations in the digit set we're being given. So that doesn't seem very helpful. Here, if you had 3 and 12, these would add up to 7. Now, they couldn't be 3, 4, but they could be 2, 5, or 1, 6. Oh, okay, I'm going to make an aide-memoire of the, up here, say, of the digits that we are going to be using, because we are getting some information on them. We've got that E and F are definitely being used, so let's put them there. We now know that 3, 6, and 12 will definitely appear in one of these groups. So let's just randomly choose cells. 3, 6, and 12 would be C. Actually, maybe it's not that hard for me to know which letter is which digit. Anyway, 2 and 4 must appear in the other black dot sequence. So that's 7 of our 9 digits straight away. 2, 3, 4, 6, 12, 14, 15. We've only got 2 more to fill, and one of them is from the other in the 1, 2, 4 sequence, or 1, 2, 4, 8 sequence. So 1 or 8 is one of the other digits. So there's only one totally unknown digit in our crew. And if we were trying to add these to 7, oh, we could have had 1 and 6. We couldn't have 3 and 4 because we're positing 3 and 12. So, and these two, if that was 3 and 12, these two were going to add to 16. That could be 14 and 2, or 12 and 4, and that's just out of the digits we already have. This has been very unhelpful. That's really disappointing. Oh, this digit is obviously odd. The only one that we've definitely got already is a 3 as a possibility. That would be part of the 1, 2, 4, 8. So 3 would go there and 12 would go there. That seems all right. Oh, where do E and F go in box 5? They go in those. Ah, the negative constraint. They can't be next to each other because there would be a white dot. So they have to be chaperoned by something in the middle that doesn't connect to E or F, and therefore isn't 7 or 13, which are not numbers that I was expecting to have. Oh, and of course, this, yes, the negative constraint is really going to matter. Oh, and E and F, right, they now have to be in these 3 cells. So one of them is going to be on the white dot. And that means E will definitely be on the white dot, because the white dot will then either, if F was the digit on the white dot, E would naturally be on it because it would be F and E. If E was the digit in the white dot, then either it goes with F. Well, I mean, sorry, I've already proved that E's on the white dot. Now, F can't be there because F is 15, and that would be 7.5 or 30, and that's nonsense. So this is actually an EF pair. Now, I don't know if we've got roping, and that digit is the same in all cases. This black dot, maybe that's absolutely key to this. Or this white. It's very hard to know. I'm leaving these aide-memoirs up for the time being. Let's just colour this box red to say I'm not using those digits at the moment. I'm just storing the information. And I'm covering up the 14 cage. Now, we have to fill this 14 cage. 14 is a low number for a 4-cell cage. Oh, but also, okay, I'm moving my aide-memoire over here now. That's what I'm doing. Why? Because I want to study this box is why. So 6, I'm quite happy with the ordering. Right, that is my aide-memoire box of the digits we're going to be using in the puzzle. And this is I'm going to look at this because the 14 cage isn't just difficult to fill with low digits. There are a number of possible fills of a 14 cage. I'm going to list them here in another aide-memoire. What an exciting development. It's become all aide-memoirs today. Right, 1, 2, 3, 8, 1, 2, 4, 7, 1, 2, 5, 6, 1, 3, 4, 6. Oh, and 2, 3, 4, 5. But no, we can eliminate some of these because of the lack of dots here. How could you put 2, 3, 4, 5 in this cage without a white dot appearing somewhere? What digit would you put here? And surely one of its neighbours would be its consecutive digit. Yes. Now, can we eliminate any others? If this was 1, 2, 3, 8, you could put 8 in the middle. Actually, that would be all right. Bother. And 1, 2, 3, 8 would require these extra digits to be both 1 and 8. 1, 2, 4, 7. I suppose you could put 7 in the middle without having a black or a white dot. But 7 would be the extra digit then, and this would be a 1. This might be how to do it. Now, 1, 2, 5, 6. I don't think you can actually use that, because whatever digit you put here has a consecutive digit in the cage and must be sitting next to it. So that's eliminated. And let's think about 1, 3, 4, 6. Oh, that's extraordinary. 4 could go there, and that is really depressing because 3, 4, and 6 are already amongst our... I think what we learn from this is that this cage does fill with one of those groups, and 1 is definitely amongst our required digits, therefore. Now the other one, if that was the fill of the 14 cage, the other digit is an 8. If that is the fill of the 14 cage, the other digit is a 7. But if that is the fill of the 14 cage, the other digit can still be anything like 11, which we've never considered before. Now this central digit in the cage is either 4, 7, or 8. I'm going to get rid of this aide-memoire. The difficult one to remember there is that 4 is going with 1, 3, 6. I haven't missed any dots that would be created. Well, okay, I was going to say we got nothing out of that, but we did get that 1 is definitely a digit in this puzzle. And I'm taking that as valuable information. Now, I want to go back to thinking about which of what I'm now going to call yellow and purple is the 3, 6, 12. Because there is the lack of dots in these, within these cages to think about, maybe. Or do we think about this digit, which is 1 or 3 if... if purple was 3, 6, 12, that is the 9th digit that we're using, 5 or 7. And then what did we say? If that was 3 and 12, these add up to 7, and they can't be 3, 4. They could be 2, 5, but 2 couldn't sit next to 3, so that would be 5, that would be 2. And that would be 1, and that would be 1 or 3, and that works all right. Bother. Oh, there must be a way of getting fairly simply which of these is 3, 6, 12. Or do I have to look? I don't know. I don't want to look at this 29 cage because it's going to have 1 or 2 of the big digits. 1 or 2 of the smaller ones. I don't know. We did learn there was a 1 in that cage. I might as well mark that. I don't think it's very interesting, but you never know. That means there's a 1 somewhere in this part of this column. Now, what we haven't learned is that where there's a sequence from 1, 2, 4, 8, that it is definitely 1, 2, 4, although that seems quite likely. Although it does leave quite a big gap to fill in the cage. If that was a 1 and a 4, these would have to add up to 26. Oh, they would be E and C, and that would be a 6. Well, they wouldn't have to be, but they probably would be. Actually, they couldn't be 15 and 11 because those don't have black dot neighbours. I mean, this is wild speculation at the moment. I'm really not getting anything to go on here. I need to come up with something that's actually going to help. Here we go. Here we go. If that was a 2, where would... Oh, bother. I was going to say, where would 1 go in this box? Because it couldn't go there or there. And this would be a 6, so it couldn't go there or there. That might be an interesting way of looking at it, though. So if that was a 2, 1 would have to be here, and that would have to be 4. And these would have to be 14, 12, 6. I'm not sure about that because there's still a digit I haven't identified, but This is an interesting way of looking at it though, because the lack of, I mean, I know there are 3 dots in box 5, but there are quite a few cells where there aren't dots. Yeah, if that was 6, this would be 5 or 7, this would be 3 or 12. And this would be 2 or 4. So that couldn't sit next to a 3 in any of the positions because there'd be a white dot, not a black one. So if that was 6, this would be 3 and this would be 5 or 7, which would be the last digit. Now, this would be 2 or 4. What would we have used? 6, 3, the last digit. 6, 3, the last digit, and E and F. The other digits would be 2, 4, 1, and C. Now, if that was 2, it would have 2 black dots or dots around it to 4 and 1, and that wouldn't happen. If it was 4, that would have to be 2. So this can't be 2 anymore. If it's a 4, that's a 2. Then you've got 1 and C here. And now you've got 8 here, and that's not possible because we've said 5 or 7 is the extra digit. So there, that's done it. That's quite complicated, but it's a wickedly clever puzzle. Anyway, this can't be the 4. This is the 6 side of the business. So that is 3 and C. Why doesn't the C thing work? C in some order. And they add up to 15. And down here, this is the 2 or the 4. And these, well, I don't know yet, but that is now not 7. Could still be 5. That would be a bit weird. Anyway, these two add up to 16. And now I have to work out, I still don't know what the extra digit is. But we're adding up to 16. We could use 15 and 1. We're adding up to 16. We can't use 2 8s. Let's just think about the possibilities. Could we use 10 and 6? Oh my gosh, we could. Well, no, we couldn't quite, because that couldn't be the 6 because there'd be dots. And if that was the 6, this would be 3 or 12, but it sees both of those. So we couldn't quite use 10 and 6. Could we use 11 and 5? No, because they would both be new digits. We've only got 1 left. Could we use C and 4? No, we've already had C in the cage. Could we use D and 3? No, we've already had D in the cage. Right, so it's either E2 or F1 in this pair. That's so, I mean, now I'm having to literally use these hex digits in my head. Now, that means, well, this couldn't be F, because that would be 7.5 or 30. If it was E, this would be 7 and would be the last digit. If that's a 2, I suppose that could be 1 or 4. If that's a 1, that could be 2. Oh, that's left possibilities open. That is so annoying. I thought this was going to do it, and it hasn't. Now, okay, let's think about these, because I've kind of got to now. Or maybe how we fill... Yes, of course. 3 or C is there, but where's the other 3 or C in the central box? It can't be here or here because there's no dot to the 6. So it's got to be here or here, the other 3 or C, which is 12 or 3. Well, it can't go there because the black dot won't work. So this is the other one of 3 or C. That is 3. This is C. This must be right. That's 3. Oh, that's a relief. What a puzzle. 20 minutes in, just finding out what's going on here. Still don't know what the extra digit is. I'm leaving that aide-memoire up until I do. This can't be 2 anymore because it would have a dot with 3. Actually, I should have been able to see that before. But that means this can't be, what is it, E. This is low. This is 1 or 2. No, that's 1, 2, or 4. And that doesn't even tell me anything about the new digit. Never mind. Never mind. We've got things happening. Now, we've got 12, 6, and 3 used here, and E and F. C, E, F, 6, 3. So the other digits are 1, 2, 4, and the mystery digit. And that 3 didn't resolve what this was, of course. God forbid. Now, this cannot be 2 or 4, or there would be a black dot with that. So this is either 1 or the mystery digit. I don't even know what... Let's use X. I find that quite funny. This is X. Can it be 1? It would make that definitely 4. Then these would be 2 and 8. So if that's 1, 8 is the mystery digit. Now, can these be 2 and 8? They would add up to 10. These would have to add up to 12. And 8 would be the mystery digit. So we'd have to make up 12, not using 2 and 8 from this set of things. And that would have to be C and 2. But 2 would already be in the cage. So that doesn't work. There is no way for this to be 2 and 8. Which is not surprising, because I thought they would use 1. But we've proved it now. If that, I'm going to just run through that again to make sure I've got this right. If that was 2 and 8, adding up to 10, these would have to add up to 12 without using 2 or 8, but with using 2 of the digits from 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And the only pair that add up to 8 there are 6 and 2. So that's ruled out. So this is not 2 and 8. This is 1 and 4. This is a 2. Now we know that this digit can't be 1 because there's no dot. So this is X. This is the mystery digit in the center here. And actually, we're going to know something about it. This is 1 or 4 by elimination. And what can X not be? Well, it can't have a white or black dot with 2, 6, E, or F. And it's obviously not any of the given digits that we've already had. So we can rule out 5 and 7 because of that. 8 is still possible, infuriatingly. 9 is possible. Oh, bother. In fact, even 10 is possible. And 11. Are you joking? It just can't touch E or F. So it's 8, 9, 10, or 11. Okay, I'm none the wiser as to what X is. That's so frustrating. That's very funny, though. Anyway, these add up to 5, and now these must add up to 17 using our set of digits and not 1 or 4. 17. We can't use 9 and 8, not only because they would both be X, but because they'd have a dot. So we've got to use a digit that is bigger than 9. We can't use 10 and 7. They'd both be X. We could use 11 and 6. But... oh, hang on. Here's another thought. 2 is in one of those cells, and 2 is there. 2 can't be here because of no dot. So 2 is on this white dot here, either with 1 or 3. Okay, that's slightly interesting, I think. If that was 2, we need this to be F, 15. That is very possible. Obviously, that's possible. If this is 2, then this is 1 or 3. That can't be 1 because that would be G, which is not available. If that's 3, that's E. So we've got EF pairs in both columns, which I find a bit strange. And that is now 2 or 3. Okay, that was good. Always doing a bit of Sudoku is good. That digit is one of those. That's not it. Okay. Okay, we've got a white digit here that is not a white dot that is not using EF. There's probably somewhere very easy to go in the puzzle to work out what the missing digit is, but I have not got it figured out. Now, the white dot here is not using EF or C. So it also isn't using D. Oh, it could be BA. No, it couldn't. They would both be new. Oh, okay. So we're not using any of the letters or any numbers. We've got to use one of these lower numbers on this white dot. Actually, that's just not very interesting. Oh, come on, Mark. That's a 12. There's probably something very, very, very blooming obvious. Oh, there has to be a 3 here as well as a 2. That's even more obvious. 2, 3, 1, 4, EF. So these are C and 6, which have to be kept apart. Amazing. And 6, I mean, and the mystery digit in the middle of them. So odd. This mystery digit is getting actually propagated around the grid, and I just don't know what it is. That can't be 6 because it's next to a 3 without a dot. So that, well, we knew the mystery digit couldn't be 5 or 7 or 11. Maybe I didn't know it couldn't be 11 yet. I do now. Or 13. So it is 8, 9, or 10. We're down to that restriction, such as it is. And what have we got up here? We've got something from EF and something from 1 to, we've got 1 or 4 sitting here. This is still really interesting, but I do wish I could stop being so slow and figure out what the missing digit, what the mystery digit is. Okay, this black dot can't use E or F. Well, it was never going to. It's C6 or 6-3 or from the 1-2-4 family, or maybe even uses 8. Oh, okay. It must be to do with the negative constraint somewhere. Yeah, here we go. That can't be 4. So 4 is definitely in one of those cells. This is something. Therefore, 2 is not in one of those cells. Therefore, 2 has to be in one of these cells, but it can't be next to 3. So now that's definitely a 2. Now this can't be a 1. So this is definitely a 1-4 pair up at the top here. 1, 4, 2, 3. This is E or F. What about down here? I'm so annoyed that both of those give these totals to fill this 22 cage. I mean, it's probably very deliberate, but it's getting to me now. Actually, I'm going to remove these because box 2 serves as a full aide-memoire now. It's got all the digits written in it, basically, such as I know what they are. That's so weird. Okay, now 2 EFC3. So 1, 4, 6, and X go down here. That can't be 6. So 6 is in one of those cells. And the others are 1, 4. That can't be 4 either because of the 3. So in fact, this is a 6-4 pair. This can't be 4 or 6. No, that is not true because that could be 4. So 4 doesn't have to be down there. So 6 is down here. But 4 could be there. But this is a 146X. Yeah, these are from CE. It's odd. Sometimes I feel like I have to be in the letter mode and other times not. These are from C, E, and F. And C won't be next to 6 in one of those pairs. I mean, it's not going to be just simple if I try and calculate the 29 kh. I don't believe it. I'm not doing that. That's just crazy talk. This X, I can't use that either. This could still be 1 or 4. If that was impossible, then there would be some limit over what this could be, but there really isn't at the moment. Okay, let's go back to this cage, which was either 1, 3, 4, 6. Now, what does that do to other digits? Not a lot. 12 is never in this cage, nor is E or F actually. C, E and F are not in it, but C now has to be in one of those two positions in the box. It's probably not very interesting, but it is definitely true. 8, 1, 2, 3 would require 8 to be the mystery. Oh, 7 can't be the mystery digit, so it's not a 7. So this is either 8, 1, 2, 3 or 4, 1, 3, 6. So one of them is one of these two is a 3. That can't be a 4 anymore then. One of these two, what am I saying? 8, 1, 2, 3 or 4, 1, 3, 6. Yes, there is definitely a 3 in the cage. This can't, maybe this could never have been a 4 with a 1, 3, 6. Ah, okay, well I was very slow about that. That's now an 8. No, hang on. 8 would be the mystery digit and that would be there. So I've completely messed up this cage. I haven't used it for anything else in the past. Oh, I did use it for determining there was a 1. But that's all right, because this could never have been 2, 3, 4, 5. That conclusion was all right, but I must have not worked out correctly what could go in that cage. So let's aide-memoire this again. 1, 2, 3, 8. But 8 would be the extra digit and would have to be the digit in the middle. Otherwise, 1, 2, or 3 would have a dot. So that's just not possible. 1, 2, 4, 7. But 7 would be the mystery digit. Would that? Yeah, that would have to be there too. That's out. 1, 2, 5, 6 doesn't work because that would have a consecutive digit that would have to be next to it. 2, 3, 4, 5 doesn't work because that's the same situation. So I am left with 1, 3, 4, 6. And I thought 4 would go there, but it wouldn't because it would be next to 3. Oh, 1 can go in the middle. Right, well I got that the wrong way round, but the principle was fine, I just miscalculated. 1 goes in the middle and these are 3, 4 and 6 and they're not touching anything irregular, they're not naughty. In fact, 4, 6 are looking at that digit, so that's a 3. Now, that hasn't taught me the mystery digit, but it might have helped. How could it have helped? 1, 3, 4, 6. I mean, I've virtually filled the cage. 3 is in one of those cells. Can't be there because of the no white dot to 2. C, again, is definitely in one of those 2. E and F are 14 and 15. They have no bearing on the rest of the box, as long as they're not next to each other. And 2 can't go in any of those positions. Yeah, that's good. So 2 is there. And now this can't be 4 because there'd be a black dot. So that's 6, that's 4. And this can't be 2 because there'd still be a black dot. So that's 2. And now what? Well, we've got more done. There's a 6 over here somewhere. It can't be next to the 3. They have to be chaperoned apart. 3 can't be next to 2, so that's 6. That's 3. This is... It can't be C, so it's E or F. And now this is C in the row. Still don't know what the mystery digit is. E and F are definitely going to be kept apart, and the mystery digit, who knows? Now we've got an EF pair in this column. That's absolutely against all the odds. We've got to have a 2 in one of those 2 cells. No, we can't have it there because there would be a black dot to that. We can't have it there because of white dot to that. So 2 goes in the middle there. 1 and 4 are both down here. That can't be 4. So one of those 2 is a 4. Any of them can be a 1. I mean, I'm doing so much of this puzzle without knowing what the 9th digit is. It is absolutely bizarre. C is now in one of those 2 cells by Sudoku. Therefore, 6 can't be. 6 must now be in one of those 2 cells by Sudoku. It's interesting that I have managed to internalize that 6C is a black dot pair, which wasn't what I was expecting to achieve. Now, C and 6. What else? E and F are down here. 1 or 4 has to be in one of those cells. Or maybe this row or this black dot. What's interesting now? There's a 2 somewhere in this box. The negative constraint just plays merry heck with your mind, doesn't it? Oh, I'd be very amused if I meant to complete the whole puzzle and then find out what the mystery digit is at the end by virtue of what it's next to everywhere. That could well be happening. Anyway, what about this black dot? Doesn't have a 4 on it. It could be 1, 2. Oh, this can't be a 2 anymore. That's interesting. That's just Sudoku now. The only way for that to be a 3 is if that's a 4. That could be a 4 though, couldn't it? 316 EF C. So what can this be? 2, 4, or the mystery digit? That's so peculiar the way this is working. Now, the white dot. Well, the mystery digit is 8, 9, or 10. Can the mystery digit be on a white dot? And the answer is no, because you can't have another mystery digit or 7 or 11. So that can't be. That's so weird. I can eliminate the mystery digit without knowing what it is at all. That's so strange. Okay, that's 2 or 4. This is 1 or 3. Can't be the mystery digit because that can't be 5. Now, that's 1 or 4. So 1 and 4 have, no, not necessarily been used up in the row. X in this row. What digit has not been used in this row that I'm missing? I don't know. I'm getting so confused now. 2 can't be there because it would be next to 1 or 3. So 2 is definitely in one of these cells, and that can't be 4 now because then there'd be a black dot between 2 and 4. So that is definitely 2. And don't tell me that hasn't actually improved anything. Well, that can't be 4 or 1. And that, well, so 4 in the box is now in one of those cells with 6. Well, that feels like it's progress. 2, 6, 4. So where's X? X is here because look, that X is looking at those 2 cells. So again, I'm getting to place X without knowing what it is. This is freaking me out. And these are C and what's left out of 1 and 3. Well, 1 and 3 are looking at that cell, so that's a C. and that is 1 or 3. And they don't need, and that can't be 6 anymore because it's next to C. So 6 here, this is now a 3. This can't be 3 or 4. That's a 1, that's a 2, that's a 3. That's going to unwind E's and F's. Let's just check the total in this box. 7, that is F, which is 15. F, E, F, E, F there. And no F down here. That's E and C. 1 and 4 are not resolved there, I don't think. Oh, 2, no, they're not resolved up here. I mean, I could easily be missing a negative constraint somewhere. I'm not going to beat myself up too badly if that's the case. Now, we've had X in this row and the crazy F, E, C and 4. So we've got 1, 3, 2 and 6 left over. Is that 6, 3, 1, 2? Or is it 1, 2, 3, 6? And the answer is, I don't know. Bother. This one is 1, 3 or 4. Okay, we've had one. This can't use 1 or 4, so it's not from the 1, 2, 4, 8 family. Now, it's not got a 3 on it either, so it's either 6 and C, or, well, okay, I was going to wonder, is there a chance that it's using the mystery digit? No, there isn't, actually, because C and 6 are sort of X-winged into these 3 cells. So one of them goes on this, therefore both of them go on this. So this is C and 6. 1, 3, 4. That can't be E or F. There'd be a white dot. It's 2, isn't it? It's just 2. What's this white dot? This could be interesting. Especially as we've had the odd digits we know about, haven't we? Oh no, we haven't had F and E, of course. This is going to be F and E. Well, I'm pretty sure. Yes, in this column, we haven't placed E and F. So that's what they are. This must be E or F as well. And these include 4, which has to go here, and our old friend, the mystery digit. I'm loving this. This is hilarious. It is a very clever puzzle. Great recommendation. 1, 3, 2, 6, C, 4, E, F. One of these is E or F, and the other one is the mystery digit, of course. Predictable. Now, so we're going to have to work off to the left. I'm finally going to have to confront my 29 cage, but I didn't want to do that without knowing what the mystery digit is. How about this black dot? Right, it could be 6C, but it can't have a 2 in it. I've ruled out, I think, yeah, X can't be 8 because it's next to 4 there. I'm not sure I had ruled that out, but I believe X is now 9 or 10. It can't be 7 there. That's so strange. X is 9 or 10. So it's not a black dot candidate. No, X has already been used in this row anyway. What is this black dot? Is it... It can't be 4... Oh, I'm really confused. What? Oh, it's 6C. That's all that's left, isn't it? We've got a C to place. It is, in fact, we've got X-wings on 6 and C. Yeah, this is 6C. Okay. I mean, it's blindingly obvious once you see it, but I'm losing my reason entirely. Now, E and F are looking at that, so that's a C. That's straightforward. And this black dot is not from the 3-6C family. It's got to be from the 1-2-4-8 family. I've just spent some time working out that X is not on a black dot. There is no 8, so it uses 2. Oh, that's become C, hasn't it? And this is 6. So in this row, we've only got 1, 2, 4, X and the mystery digit to place. That can't be 6, that's 6. This is 1, 2, 4 or the mystery digit. It's not a 2 in this column. This is probably telling me something very important and I can't work it out. Okay, along here we have a 3 in one of those 2 cells. In fact, specifically there, it can't be next to that 6, can't be in that column with the 3. So that is a 3. And that's in the 29 cage. That's getting quite interesting for a parity reason that I shall think about in a moment. These other digits are X and F in some order, incredibly. Now, come on, now I can think about the 29 cage. That used an odd digit. If this was a 1, X is also going to be odd because only 1 and 3 have been revealed as odd digits. In fact, in this row, look, I've got a 1, 4, X triple. I must know what this is. This is E. That can't be F. It must be X. It's bizarre. Surely we're on the track now. This is 1, 2, or 4. That's X. I'm sure you're doing the maths in the 29 cage while I'm not, but that's fine. I'm going to think about that. Oh, this is not able to be 3, 4. There we go. That's a white dot missing. So 1 and 4. That's a 1. That's a 4. This is not a 4. 4 and 1 are done up here. Bit of Sudoku, balm for the soul at this point. 3 can't be next to 6, so that is a C, and that one is a 6. Now, E is 14, plus 3 is 17. These two add up to 12. We've ruled out 8 from that pair. So X is 10 or 11, and those are they the blooming digits? Oh no, we've ruled out 11 from that pair. So X, how appropriate, X is 10. Roman numerals said so, I never considered that. But in hex, 10 is A. So that is what is going on there. We finally found the mystery digit. It's such a funky puzzle, this. Now, 10 and 14 is 24 and 3 is 27. That is a 2. That is just arithmetic going on there. Now we need a 2 definitely here in the box. These include, oh no, these are meant to include X. I've just done something wrong with X, haven't I? X can't be on the black dot. Oh, A is X. And I've got A in the row. Numpty man. Right. 1, 3, and 6. That must be a 3, 6 pair. That's a 1. Oh, the relief that floods over you when your stupid conclusion is proved wrong. A, C, and what's missing here? 4. 4 can't be there. Or there because of the 3. So 4 is here. That's C. And this is A. Let's put in the last A. There it is. A is X, of course. That's the last A, in fact. Right. I don't know how these EFs are going to get resolved in the final columns. Oh, yes, I do, from rows 1 and 3. In fact, that's an E. Let's do as many E's and F's as I can now. F, F. We need an F in one of these two, and it can't be next to E. That's how they're going to get resolved. So E, F, E, F, E, F. Ooh, I'm going to find out in a minute if the answer check actually works in this puzzle using A, B, C, D, E, and F. If it does, I'm definitely not going to have to fix that. 1, 4. And what do we put in the top right corner? C. And there we go. That is the solution to hexproof. I'm not in the right mode. C. Yes, it does say it's correct. Oh, that's only had 8 solves in half a year. It's absolutely fabulous, but it's mind-bendingly tricky. Not so much because of playing with the hex digits, but that business of not knowing what X was for so long and only finding out it's 10 towards the very end down here. That's brilliant. What a puzzle. Great fun. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with more variant Sudoku tomorrow, probably as mind-bending as this. See you then. Bye for now.